hope you guys are having an amazing day. Welcome to our next amazing episode featuring our February Spotlight. Today, we're going to be going into an amazing founder, her business, what it's all about. We'll also be able to get some Q&A time just to kind of know her more on a personal level. And then we're going to conclude to kind of get some ideas on how to connect with her, how to find, and all the things in that nature. So, before I start, my name is Tysheda. I am the founder of Luxury Travels by Dreamy Designer Events, where we curate elite travel worldwide as well as facilitate retreats so you can rediscover, reconnect, and reset your life to come back a better you. And on to you, Star.
Alrighty. Hey there. I'm Starah Dixon, the founder of Mitsu's, an online brand crafted for the home storytellers. We help hosts and tastemakers express their personal style, creativity, and the essence of their lives through thoughtfully curated decor. Today, we're excited to introduce you to Pallavi Pande, a BIPOC mompreneur on a mission to make sustainability effortless. As the founder of DTOCS, she rescues palm leaves in India, transforming them into eco-friendly tableware that replaces paper, plastic, and Chinaware one plate at a time. Beyond Detox, Pallavi empowers fellow founders to grow their brands on Amazon while embracing her passion for people, planet, and parties. So now let's pass the baton to Pallavi as she shares her journey in her own words.
Thank you, Starah
No
and
problem.
Tysheda. Looks like we're going to have a party here today.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited for this. And to dive into, I'm Pallavi, like explained. I am originally from India, living in Portland, Oregon for the last 20 years. And as a mompreneur, I love to party. I'm a party loving mom, but I hate the cleanup part. And beyond the cleanup, it's the landfill waste that really ate my conscience. And I was like, what am I doing? What can I do better? And how can I just be a more responsible parent, a more responsible human being? And that is when I had a moment, which was I remembered growing up in India. As a child, I ate on banana leaves. And that is a part of my culture that I dearly miss as a mom here. Why? Because we go to India a couple of years, like one time in 4 years. I've raised my kids here, and I want them to have that experience that I had as a child of eating on leaves. And then combining that experience with my 10 years of experience in logistics and supply chain for a private company, I was like, who is a better candidate to do this? Something like this, which is manufacture and rescue leaves and transform them into your tableware and bring it to the consumers who are living an eco-friendly life, who are giving a damn about their environment, who not only care about what is on your plate, but what is inside your plate. And that is when I thought, why can we not make hosting fun for people, planet, and parties? And that's when I started giving the eco-friendly tableware to the consumers in US and in Canada. And that is why Detox was started in 2019. And Detox, of course, is a play on word if you're thinking. It's a 5-letter cool word spelled non-traditionally as DTOCS because it echoes with the meaning cleansing journey with palm leaves.
That's amazing. And truly, and honestly, even when we've been talking to you and things of that manner, it's just it's so unique, but it's unique in a way that's also good for the environment, considering the trajectory and everything that's happening in the world. So definitely. To kind of kick us off, I just have a question. So how does it come about for you actually creating them and actually putting them together, like in terms of how they're made, whether they're made here locally, whether they're made overseas? Like tell us a little bit more about that process.
Sure, I'd love to. So the simple way to find that out, of course, is logging onto our website and there's an About Us page. And under that, there's a project journey. And if you click that, it actually explains how it's actually made because sometimes people can't fathom it. Like, really? It's a leaf? We thought it's bamboo because it looks like bamboo. It has that woody texture and the feel and the look. So of course that page explains everything. And of course, if people don't remember anything from here today, of course they can see it on that page. But just to brief you up, it is the purpose of the trees is to produce areca nuts. So these are areca trees, or in short, betel nut tree. Once the betel nut is consumed, and betel nut is something we eat in the Middle Eastern countries, in Asian countries, the betel nut is actually coated with mint, and it is eaten as a mouth freshener after your meals. So once the nut is consumed from the tree, just like any other tree, the leaves fall down. So we gather those leaves that are on the ground, naturally shed. And that is why this is a truly sustainable raw material Because if you look at the life cycle of the leaf, which is actually from the ground, it is a renewable resource, which means you don't grow the tree and you cut it down like bamboo. You have to grow the tree, and it takes 1 year. You have to cut down bamboo to use it. Versus here, these leaves are on the ground, and you pick up those leaves, and that's the most cumbersome part of this business, because gathering of those leaves takes a couple of months, and it is seasonal. So you have to be very careful in those 6 months to capture the leaves that are on the ground, wash them, sanitize them, sort them, because not every leaf is something you can work with. Every leaf has a different texture, design. There's a lot of stuff on it, so the cleansing part is important equally. And once we've stored them for a good 6 months, then we start manufacturing them on big ironing machines. It's like ironing your clothes. So similarly, you put the leaf under a big iron, and there's an aluminum mold on the ironing machine, which gives them the shape, whether you want a round plate, a square plate, rectangle plate, whatever that looks like. After that is done, every product or every unit, whether it's a plate, bowl, spoon, charcuterie board, everything goes under UV light tray so that everything is sanitized, and then everything is wrapped and it's shipped right here to the US. And I was very clear that I wanted to give it to the consumer here because we care about what we are putting inside our bodies. So it's going to be no brainer on what we put it on, because we go to Whole Foods and we spend so much on those organic groceries. We read each label, so it matters. And that's when we also decided to launch it to Canada, because the Canadian market is equally, they're more conscious because they want to host eco events, eco weddings. So these two are my target markets. And if you're thinking, is this something we can create, or if this is something I created? Well, yes and no, because this is an ongoing cultural practice of eating on leaves. So if you're wondering about how they transform the leaves, it's an ongoing practice that's been happening for hundreds of years in India. So it's a not a creativity part, but when it comes to certain shapes, then yes, we create those shapes and we pattern those. So, for example, if I create a tray, which my one of my this is my new launch that's going to be coming up. So this is an announcement here. So I have a product that I'm going to be launching, which I've created all the way from a mold, which I'm going to be patenting. So you can be creative when it comes to designing new shapes. Otherwise, you can just go with the cultural practice of doing round, square, which is the normal shapes, regular shapes that you're going to find.
Cool. And I would definitely say that that is really cool. The fact that you're able to always bring in your culture and also just being able to put detox into like places where like more like social environments and making it something that like everyone can definitely get into. Also, I know that Detox was recognized as one of the top 100 businesses in America by US Chamber of Commerce. How did that milestone impact your journey?
Thank you for asking. I had no clue that I would be anytime awarded that accolade, but it did fall into our lap. And I think I can see now, I can connect the dots. It's because not only just for our products, but it's for our customer values, the experience we provide. And we have a retention rate of 95%. So this, I just realized we completed 6 years. Yay! 6 years to
Oh,
detox. Thank
yes.
you. And I thank you very much. And I was looking at my numbers, and we were seeing I have a retention rate of 95% with our customers. What that means is people who've stayed with us have stayed with us forever. They don't leave us, they don't go anywhere. And it is because we have this personal relationship with them. You will believe it or not. Let's say whoever is a customer, a restaurant owner in LA, if I'm visiting, I'm going to go meet them. And I'm going to go ask, tell me how it's working. Tell me what I can do better.
Mhm.
Show me how are you using it. So I love that kind of on the field data, because that helps me not to guess what should I give my customer, but to take that fact of what is it that you want? What is it that I can create? Like Tysheda was asking, can you create something? Of course we can. And that's where what that data is important for, because a business shouldn't be one way, like what I want to give to consumers, right? It should also be like, what is the need that I can fulfill for my customers? Like, of course, so half of the times people don't want to party or host is because they're thinking about the cleanup. So raise your hand if you're that, right? I wouldn't want to have to clean up all those dishes. So half of my motivation is gone there. So we had to take those interviews and ask people, do you like hosting? Do you like partying? What is the point where you don't want to do it? And most of the times it came down to one thing, which was like, I don't like to do it because when I think of hosting, it's either my traditional China ware that I have to wash and pick and handle, or it's the nasty, cheap paper or toxic plastic. So how can we become that sweet spot? And that's where the data comes so much into in the middle. And I think that's what the US Chamber of Commerce recognized. They gave us the category of customer champions. And it is also because after the parties are done, there's another party in the backyard. So people have sent us pictures showing that after their 4th of July or after their picnics or after their beach parties or whatever, they've had rabbits come into their backyard to chew on our tableware that's being left. So there's a party after a party. So we're
Yeah.
not only curating for it for humans, but also for our little tiny pets and animals. So those are little stories that give us that transparency and that heavy weightage. And beyond the product piece, beyond the customer happiness piece, of course, we've got a big pillar, which is our social initiative. So every dollar that's spent on the products, of course, goes towards improving livelihoods of our women who are manufacturing in India our products, and our local initiatives here in Portland, Oregon, where we advocate for equitable education. So all of these important values are our core for sustainability, usability, and community. These are the three values we live by every day.
And I actually really liked what you said, because you hit really two really good points in customer relationships, because honestly that personal touch makes a huge difference. That is really what really not just aligns you with your brand, but connects you with the people who are using your brand, and also wanting to get those feedback too, because you're only helping yourself and them in the long run. So that's an amazing thing. And also the cleanup with parties, that's a big thing in general, because that's the part where people are like, I could throw a party, but then afterwards, what we doing? So that right there, and also doing it where it's also good for the environment and all that, that right there, it just kind of ties it together. So with that being said itself, in the years that you've been doing this and things of that manner, what is one thing that if you could look back onto your past self, that you would give your advice to tell them to do something that you may not have known back then, but you know now?
Thank you for asking. That's always the golden nugget here. And what I did not know in the past was if I wanted to do business, if I wanted a business owner. But believe it or not, Detox is my third venture. I did have two businesses before this that were kind of an experience. Of course, they didn't thrive, but I got a lot of learning. And one thing I do want to share with the audience today is go ahead and do small experiments. Whenever you're thinking about starting your business, don't go crazy. Don't invest a lot of money right beforehand, unless, of course, you're backed up by investors, you have a huge business plan. But when you're on your own, a solo entrepreneur, and you really don't know, you're not sure, please start with a small experiment. And when I say small experiment, means small investments, small product manufacturing, small inventory, because all that small is going to get you big wins. Because when you'll be able to sell through that all of that small product, if you're, let's say, a product business owner or a small service, start with one client. And if you can really deliver that experience with one client, they're going to go tell 10 others. So it will eventually come. It just focus on getting to small wins first.
I definitely agree with that, especially when it comes to like hitting the milestones, because yes, like getting the first dollar is always like the biggest achievement, because then you can also learn how to like multiply that and like keep growing and growing. And especially when it comes to word of mouth, which actually brings me to my next question, because one of the things that I do admire about you is your ability to like not only juggle like your familyhood, momhood, and everything else, basically, but like you're also really good at being active on social media and being present there. Like, how do you do it?
Okay, can I give a secret to everybody, to our listeners here? If you've got kids and if you're a business owner, you know you can pay them $14,000 per year. So, talking about how can you still balance and or blend? I don't even believe in the word balance. I believe in the word blend. How can you literally blend everything around you? Your parents, your kids, your husbands, your friends. Get everybody in front of the camera. You become behind the camera or be with them and just get a lot of social media content or
Yeah.
ask them to do it or have your kids include in product photography, videos, CapCut. Like, I didn't even know what CapCut was until TikTok got banned. And my kids were like, damn, CapCut. I'm like, what? I thought it was only TikTok. They're like, no, even CapCut isn't working. So those are the things that youngsters teach us, the young generation. And my best friend is 10 years younger to me, but there's still so much I learned from her. There's so much I use my husband for. Like, he'll just be my somebody in my video. I mean, so there's just so much you can blend everybody around you, but you need a lot of planning for that. So if you think everybody knows your business or if they know what to do, No, it doesn't work like that. You have to be that role map model. Whatever you want them to do on social media or behind that camera, you got to show it to them first, and then it becomes easier. And you're training them.
And also goes into like the whole like building out generational wealth and mentorship at an
Yeah.
early age too. So that's
Yeah,
amazing.
you're putting in that seed. And you will not
Hmm.
believe I did that 6 years ago without even knowing it. Today my kids say, "We're not going to do a 9 to 5 job, mom. We'll have our own businesses." And they're
Right.
already in that mindset. They're already beading and they're putting their beaded necklaces and jewelry on Etsy.
Ah, yes. Nice.
But in this whole journey, it's also about not just yourself but about adding value. What can I do
Mhm.
for others? So for that, my kids started their own Instagram where it's like, "Hey, we're going to do product reviews for your friends, mom." So I have friends who make this and that, and now they're sending us the products so that my kids can make their UGC content for them and
Mhm.
give reviews for them. So not just about me, but here, let me do
Yeah.
something for you. That's also a very good feeling or teaching to give them at this age.
No, it definitely is. And like that also even opens its own like conversations, which we'll definitely have to like iron out and get into for sure. But thank you so much for sharing your inspired journey with us today. I would definitely say that it's amazing to see how you're making sustainability both like effortless and impactful, and also again modernizing like traditions. So before we wrap up though, let's switch things a little bit. We love to get to know our guests beyond their work. So here's a fun one. What's an interesting or unexpected fact about yourself that most people wouldn't guess?
Oh, interesting and unexpected. Okay, with the amount of moves I have or activity I have on social media or wherever you see me, I have broken hips. I suffer from something called fibromyalgia, which is the condition of the nerves. But beyond that, I have labral tear on my hip joints, which means the doctor has told me go get a replacement of your hip. And I'm like, no, I got 40 more years to go. So this is a very
Mhm.
unexpected thing. But people,
Yeah.
when they look at me, they're like, oh, we see you travel all the time. You're on the planes, you're in this conference. How do you do that? I'm like, with a broken hip. Easy, right?
Mhm. No, but that also goes into just like your will and also just like your strength too, in terms of I want to make this happen. So therefore it's going to happen one way or another. So like it's kind of like like you don't have excuses, like unless you want to make them though.
Right. And it's about a choice. I make that choice, but at the end of the day, I also do a lot of self care, which is I go for my massages. I have a hot tub. I do slow down. It
Mhm.
looks like I never slow down, but no, I do. There are days when I don't meet anybody. I'm home. I cancel everything. I don't even go out. So sometimes I'm like, is there something wrong with me? I just want to be home.
But that's important though too, because when you are very busy and when you have a lot too between family, business, life, self-care is everything. And it's okay to take that time where you're like, I just want to be here by myself in my room, go for my massage and have a me day. That right there, 100%. So
Yeah.
definitely back that. So we've talked about your journey, your passion, and the impact you're making. Now I'd love for you to share, how can our audience support you? Whether it's connecting, following your journey, supporting your business, or spreading awareness, what's the best way for people to get involved, and what is your ask of our audience?
Thank you for asking once again. And the best thing, the way the audience can stay in touch or even support and add value to us would be following us on our social media, which costs nada zero, which
Right.
means go and hit that like, follow button. And that's the best way you can help small businesses get their visibility on, get their brands out. So please go follow us on Instagram. Our tagline, our, what do you call it? The tag is detox plates. Handle, I'm sorry. The handle is called detox plates. And again, it's spelled non traditionally, different spelling, DTOCS. And then the word plates after that, PLATES, one word. Find us, like us, and keep in touch because a brand's commitment is a two-way communication, and we love that from our customers. And when you do that, we'd also love to offer a discount coupon code. Who doesn't like discounts? Yay, let's
Right.
make
Woo, yes.
money. The word detox 10, that will get you 10% off along with free shipping because I don't want to get out of my pajamas. I want to be home. I hate going groceries, which means I want everything at my door. And I
Mhm.
will give that to you, which means when you enter detox 10, it'll get you free shipping and 10% off on anything that you plan to order. Because if you're still wondering, are those really leaves? Go check it out yourself.
All right. And that wraps up today's episode. A huge thank you to Pallavi for sharing her journey and for showing us how sustainability can be both effortless and impactful. If her story inspired you as much as it did us, be sure to check out Detox and follow Pallavi on social media for the latest updates, innovations, and events. And again, we're definitely going to have all of like her social handles just to make it easier along with the discount code. We also do want to say a special thank you to you as well for tuning in. So don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who'd love it. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's keep the conversation going. So until next time, keep building, keep growing, and stay inspired. See you soon.
Bye.